Yo folks, and welcome to the channel. My name is Bork. In today's video, we'll be talking about the Solana NFTs that have piqued my interest for the month of October. By the way, dates may vary because you never know what can happen. I'll include two special projects at the very end that I like. None of my videos are financial advice, of course, and hopefully I can mint these, but no guarantee I can mint them because there's so many people minting projects these days, it's hard to keep up. So the first project we're talking about is going to be Solana Banana NFTs, minting on October 5th, 8 p.m. UTC, 1500 project. 10% of proceeds go to charity saving gorillas. Honestly, I think it's a cute like banana PFP sort of project, but the thing that makes it stand out is going to be the play bananagram game. You can see there's 7,158 people that have played this game. It varies from, piggies, from degen apes to SMBs, all the way to like, keto monkeys. There's going to be a high variance of people that's playing this game, and not to mention you can play as a banana right now as a guest account. I think the Solana Banana NFTs will have some sort of demand. There's like 7,000 people who played the game and there's only 1,500 of them. You guys can do the math. I'm pretty sure people are going to want these, and I think they look kind of cute. No guarantee I can mint it, right? Next things being is Com1 or Kami. This is going to be one of our first husbando anime projects. There's going to be 8,888 of them, and when it comes to this, it's an overly ambitious project because they plan to hand out waifus to all husbando holders or all Kami holders, which is absolutely insane. Hopefully like everyone can actually get a waifu, or there's going to be equal amounts of waifus. I'm not sure how they're going to do it because big ass to essentially snapshot all of the different wallets and airdrop it to people, but people have been airdrop stuff like constantly. I'm pretty sure it's going to have to go through like the great protocol, and they're going to snapshot like all of the wallets that have integrated. So there might be like a couple of things. It's going to be a little bit difficult, but I feel like this is going to be a pretty great project just because like the art's cool and the devs seem cool, and overall I really just like the art and I want to buy it for the art at the end of the day. I don't really care about airdrops. I don't care about utility for this one. I just think it looks cool, and I'm in like an anime degenerate, so whenever I see things of like quality anime, I usually end up buying it. And in case you guys are wondering, I didn't get to mint a metabay, and I haven't bought one because I didn't have enough liquidity yet, and right now I'm just gonna ape into Kami one because I like this one and hopefully I get a waifu from it. Next one's being is Magic Solana. I won't say this word, but the biggest thing as to why I want to mint this one, you guys can sort of see the art and you can judge it for yourself. I feel like this has a lot in time and effort essentially put into it, and I wouldn't really judge it as being like, oh, a generic project, because you can see each Solana has a very distinct sort of like look to them. They have like these little royalties. They have like, a crown, double horns, the Solana backwards hat. There's so many different variants of them, right? I feel like they put a lot of effort, and they've been around since August. So huge shout outs to them. And the next thing that I have to say is if you get the worst Solana S word, number 6969, because there's going to be 6969 uniquely generated Magic Solana S word, right? You are going to get a freaking SMB that is absolutely insane. An SMB is worth from 40 to 50,000, USD, depending on when you convert it. Or if you plan to hold it, it'll probably be worth even more. There's going to be a degen ape. There's going to be a meerkat. 3 right here. Absolutely insane value. Not to mention the soul bulls, crypto idols, soul snatchers, I'm Gamoots, piggy soul gang, and solanauts. Say what you will. Like, this is just crazy that they plan to give out another NFT on top of another NFT. Does that make sense? You mint something, you have the chance of also getting something else. I'm pretty sure they're going to take like a snapshot, but at the end of the day, I think this is going to be a cool project. No one has like done a thing where if you mint their project, like you get a giveaway. Usually it's like via Twitter things where you interact with them and they do a giveaway with an influencer or something, and I think that's pretty cool. But this one's going to be holistically all within the mint, which I think is nice. By the way, if you want me to promote your project, I won't do that. I don't like doing that. If I see a project and it looks interesting, then yeah, I'll talk about it, but I'm not going to promote stuff right now. That's not what I'm all about. I'm all about just doing research, essentially appreciating art, and if I like your art, then maybe I'll talk about it, but please don't push me to essentially cover like your project, right? The next one's being is Daring Dragons. I ran into this one. I think the art looks really cool. I believe there's going to be 5,555, right? 0.99, and you can also like see the dates. This one's October 8th in case you guys are wondering, and then this one's going to be October 7th. Like, I'll have all the dates in like a Google spreadsheet so you guys can see it. The important part here is that the dragons look absolutely insane. There's actually going to be like a scrolling GIF where you can see all the different like like dragons. There's going to be like Ethereum one, Bitcoin one, an Audius one, a Radium one, a Solana one, of course. I think the dragons look pretty cool. Reminds me of like an older style art, and there's not very many dragons on Solana. I know there are other dragons, but I just like how this one looks, and I feel like there's going to be some sort of interest for this one. Next one is going to be Danuki Dojo. I think it looks kind of cool. It's like based off of like a raccoon sort of play. They're probably one of like the cutest NFTs like on like this list for the month of October, and they've been around for a while. They've been around since like August, and they've been organically growing as far as I know. Like they haven't done like too many like giveaway campaigns and stuff like that. Honestly, it looks like a cute project. I don't know if it'll stand out. I don't know if there's like a sort of audience for it. I'm pretty sure someone's gonna find these guys pretty cute, and they're only one soul, doesn't hurt, but we'll see whether it sells out. It's gonna be a 6,666 project, so not too high and not too low at the same time. I'll try to mint one if I can. Next one is going to be The Gods. This is probably one of the most ambitious NFT projects out there. They're going to be minting on October 8th, and the reason why this one is so ambitious is because there is going to be a taxation if you are under floor. So what happens is let's say you buy a God for like 14 soul or something, right? And you were like, oh no, I don't want the God anymore. I'm gonna sell it for like 10 soul or whatever. Then you will get taxed. You will actually lose more money because you are selling below floor. The art looks sweet, but honestly, this is going to be a absolutely brutal like sort of NFT to own. I think I'm going to mint one because I sort of dig the concept. There's going to be 10,000 of them. It's going to have like a really interesting concept. It's going to have its own marketplace, which I think is cool. If it's on its own marketplace, essentially more proceeds go back to like the artist and everything, and having its own marketplace essentially benefits everyone as a whole because less listing fees and whatnot. The art looks cool at the end of the day, but when it comes down to this one, the fact that you will get taxed, and they said the investors of paper hands will essentially get owned like really hard. This is going to be a crazy project. I can't wait to see people paper hand this and essentially be like, oh my god, what happened to my soul? Like I sold it for 10 and I only got like 4 or 5 back. Yeah, there's going to be a huge reason for that. But let's go ahead and jump into the next project. That is going to be Rogue Sharks, minting October 9th, 2021, 9 p.m. UTC. There's going to be 5,000 Rogue Sharks and the fair launch program with 3 to 4 soul. Honestly, this has been around since Degen Ape like launch. This is an insanely ambitious project. It's organically grown. I don't think they've worked really with influencers. Like they haven't like sort of paid people in like that sort of fashion. But one thing's for sure is the community is very hungry for these sharks. Like they want these sharks really bad. And I know like this is probably going to sell out because it's been hyped up for a long time. 3 to 4 soul, pretty steep in my opinion, but I know there's people who's gonna want this stuff, and it's probably going to be on Solana Art. Not to mention it's releasing during Shark Week, and they plan to do like sort of drops and stuff over like the Shark Week, and I feel like it's just gonna be a cool one. I mean, just look at these dudes. They look clean as hell. The art looks amazing. Like you can see the fine details on this man's suit. The little squid, he looks absolutely adorable. I can't wait to mint this one. I hope I can at least get one. And the next one is going to be Neo Nexus. Now, this one's interesting. It's sort of like a play on like a NFT gallery-esque sort of thing, but I think it's even more ambitious. Like I feel like it's going above and beyond that sort of deal. Like they plan to create a metaverse with this project. If you're wondering, like this project is founded by Jack Shi. He is going to be like one of the most ambitious like founders when it comes to Solana NFTs in my opinion. His whole team is doxed. Like essentially everyone has revealed their information. If you manage to get a golden ticket before like the pre-sale of 5,000 of them, essentially you are guaranteed to mint at least one building within, you know, the Neo Nexus ecosystem. My only thing is that I know a lot of people didn't know that. They didn't grab a golden ticket. Hopefully there's going to be like Neo Nexus buildings that are available on secondary, or hopefully people can actually mint this thing. But honestly, this is a very community and open driven project, and they also plan to sell the governor's estate, and the governor's estate is insane because it's going to decide the flow of the project, decide the flow of all the different buildings. There's going to be a huge auction. All you need to do is have a golden ticket in order to participate in the bid for the governor's mansion. Honestly, this could be a game changer, or it could be one of like the craziest things to happen in the Solana ecosystem. I can't wait for it to happen. October 9th is going to be the pre-sale, and the public mint, I think it'll be announced in the future. All right, Jelly Beast, these guys are really cool. I hang out with them on Twitter Spaces all the time. In case you guys are wondering, the art is done by someone who worked in Microsoft. I believe they worked in like Halo and other projects. At the end of the day, this project looks unique, and I feel like it sort of sets itself apart from your standard like project when it comes to like, oh, it's just like an animal of some sort. This is like an actual object. Like it's a bean, right? It's a jelly bean. And I feel like they're also going to have like different flavors and whatnot. And it looks really unique to me. And the scarcity is definitely there. There's only 2,505 jelly beans. And I believe they're going to be releasing mid-October. And I think the price is going to be like between 1 to 2 Sol. It's going to be like fairly priced. And I know this is going to sell out because they've been like, you know, organically growing this for quite some time. They're one of like the original projects, I believe. Yeah, they've been around since August, and there's so many people, like there's so many SMBs that know about this project. And if you know anything about like Solana Monkey business or SMBs, we sort of like to ape into projects really hard. And I want to get at least one jelly beast because I think they look pretty adorable. And they have like this sort of like unique personality in my opinion. But let's go ahead and jump into the next project. This is going to be Skylines, all right? It's going to be on October 14th, 8 p.m. EST, 12 a.m. UTC, 5,555, mint price at 1 Sol. In case you guys are wondering, like what's the inspiration for this particular project? If you like look at it from a face value, you're like, oh, like these seem like sort of simple things. But I've like sort of seen like the actual artists and the people behind this project talk in like Twitter Spaces. They talk all the time in Discord. You can actually see like their work habits and what they're trying to do with this project. And it was really inspired by the fact of like a group of people who wanted to create a beautiful like Twitter banner sort of NFT. And it was about just having like a cool sort of setting that you could look at, uniquely generated, and each one was lovingly drawn. Each sort of like NFT was also built by the community. This project right here, it has a lot of love put into it, and I can't wait for it to release because it's one of the few projects where it took its time, it didn't rush, and it's slowly getting there and adding things over time. And there's going to be so many different assets. I can almost say like there shouldn't be any rugs with this one because they seem so genuine with this project. Like everyone seems so wholesome, so nice, and you can just look at the project. Like there's so much effort, there's so many different details with them. Up to you whether you want to mint it at the end of the day. I'm going to try and mint one, that's for sure. 1 Sol is definitely a very nice price for this one. Very worth it. Tower DAO, oh my goodness. So I was in a Twitter space. You can read my tweets on my profile, but honestly I want to talk about this one. Absolutely insane project. When it comes to this, it's going to be similar to Solstead's in some ways, but not really. There's going to be like a sort of gallery view and you can scroll between like the different floors. Just imagine like, you know, you have like Twitter and you can scroll like between like different tweets and stuff. The same thing I think is going to apply with like the different residents and different floors. There is going to be 10,000 of them. Mid-October is like the launch, and I think the mint price is going to be like 1 to 2 Sol. The reason why I'm so ambitious about this one is you can actually change like the names on like the actual residences, and you can actually customize at least like, you know, the description and stuff. They don't plan to add furniture, like nothing to that level yet, but they also plan to create like common rooms. It's just going to be a way to personalize and showcase your NFTs, and you can actually have people to join your rooms. It's going to be a way to essentially get people gathered together, community of communities project. So it's not going to be exclusive, and it's more of like, hey, you know, you are going to be part of the Tower DAO and anyone can be in the Tower DAO. I think this is going to be one of the few projects that is on its own playing field. Like there's nothing else like entirely like the same of this one, because it's going to allow you to have roommate. That means like you own like the residence, but once you give out the keys to like your house, then technically speaking, it's no longer just your house, it's everyone else's house. And I think like that concept is sort of mind-blowing. I'm sort of curious how to pull it off, but let's go ahead and look at some of the art. Like you can see here, they made like an orca room. I like the little plushie right here. They made a Gamoots room. They make a Degen Ape Academy room. They made a Star Atlas room, Audius room, Monkey DAO room, and a Thugbirds room, and a golden room. Like honestly, there's so much detail, and this project just looks so beautiful. I feel like it's just gonna go places. I'm super excited to mint it in mid-October. Probably this one, all right? This one, Jungle Cat's minting October 15th through 20th. I believe the mint price is between 1 to 2 Sol, and they're probably still deciding on like the final mint price. Actually lower than, you know, Rogue Sharks somehow. And the reason why I say somehow is because look at the level of detail on this lion. It's absolutely nuts. It's insane. Like you can see the individual strands of hair, different sort of like laser eyes. It doesn't seem like generic. Personally speaking, I love like the individual details when it comes to like these jungle cats. I like how they're called cats, and you know, they look pretty ferocious for cats. I'm curious as to how the different cats are going to look at the end of the day, but when it comes to this, they plan to be the kings of Solana, and they definitely look like kings, especially like this like sort of lion or cat right here. I'm really excited. I can't wait to mint this one. I hope I can. October 15th through the 20th. This project right here is insane. Just look at what's happening right here. You are able to configure your NFT and build it yourself based off of the assets that Goblin Person, he's like the original artist for the Galactic Geckos. By the way, not affiliated. This Goblin guy, like the Goblin artist, he's entirely independent. These like little things that you're sort of seeing on this NFT, he's drawn these like since the start of like his sort of career. It looks amazing. Like it looks like something from Dark Souls, and I really love this aesthetic, and I love how you can build the NFT to what you like. And honestly, it's just jaw-dropping, the amount of detail, all of the ambition that's trying to be put into this like NFT. It's insane. It's unique. And I love how as we got through like the different NFTs, each one got more complicated over time, in my opinion. Against like the first like couple of NFTs, I feel like all of these are absolutely amazing. I love them personally, but like this one just takes the cake as far as like, wow, this is unique. Like the NFTs themselves, they look insane. Like look at these things, the detail, like the imagery that you have to have in order to create these things. Absolutely mind-blowing to me. Completely unique project. All I wanted to do was talk about this one. I think the mint is going to be like the end of October, but I could see this being pushed back because there seems to be like a lot of like different details with them. This is just going to be amazing. I can't wait for this one. All right, so when it comes to this, here are going to be the list of different projects. Oh, Bork, what's the date? So I kind of want to look back. You can just go here in my Google spreadsheets and essentially look through everything. I'll add as many projects as I can. Feel free to, you know, drop comments on projects that in case you want me to look into, and I could add it to the list and so on and so forth. But yeah, this is sort of like community like driven like channel. I want this open. I want this to be free because I feel like Solana NFTs or NFTs in general, they're life changing. And I hope together as a community, we can grow, because at the end of the day, if we're winning, we're all winning, in my opinion. I just love Solana NFTs. I love NFTs. Let's go ahead and talk about the last two projects, and that's going to be Nobu Ninjas and Skull Division. These two dudes, they're the homies. Nobu and Dolly, you know who you guys are. I don't know if you guys will ever watch this video, but the point is, I want to mint Nobu Ninjas because this guy has been in every single Twitter spaces. He's been grinding and trying to make this project as best as possible. And I can't wait to mint one. I love like the artwork, especially for the ninjas. They really like sort of remind me of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in some ways. And just note that it's going to be a 7,777 mint, and there's going to be a 1.77 mint price. And what's really interesting about this one is they plan to sort of like rearrange the attributes so that you can enter like the DAO and stuff. So people have to work together to essentially make rares, which I think is really nice. And honestly, super bullish on this one. I can't wait to mint this one. Thanks, Nobu. And the next one's going to be Skull Division. This is going to be Dolly. Dolly's one of like the artists on the Solana ecosystem. Obviously, all these people are artists, but the reason why I like this project in particular, because it's going to be a stackable NFT. So you can essentially make it so that you own like an SMB, you own like a DJ Ape, you own Thugbird. Essentially, you can combine them or stack them with your skull and you will reap rewards. And I'm super like excited for this project. I can't wait for it to release. I don't know when it's going to be releasing, but it looks cool. I feel like skulls fit like the month of October, and I can't wait to essentially have one of these dudes and just like, you know, say that I own part of the Skull Division. But yeah, these are going to be all the different Solana NFT projects that I'm looking at for the month of October, or maybe even a little bit past the month of October. At the end of the day, you can see it all here. In case you guys are curious, make sure to do your own research because you never know what can happen. You know, I don't know what could happen. I've done as much research as I possibly could when it comes to these projects, like, you know, looking at mint prices, understanding the team, jumping on Discord. But at the end of the day, you should do your own diligence and jump on the Discord yourself. Try to get in Twitter spaces, try to talk to the team, try to understand the project, and just don't blindly trust people on the internet sometimes because there's plenty of scams out there. So be careful. All right. Anyways, if you made it this far in today's video, consider subscribing, dropping a like, leaving a comment, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. Once we hit 500 subs, we're doing that giveaway. Thanks so much for watching. Have yourself a fantastic day. And yeah, hopefully this was helpful, and see you guys in the next one.